So, should Christian women wear makeup? I was thinking about putting like fake hair in my armpits, but I couldn't really find anything that I could use for that. But I think it's hilarious that Steve Anderson, when we're sitting there and me and my friend were pointing out the fact that he is not biblical in holding to the tithe, and he's not a Levite, so he has no right to collect tithes. And like the Levitical priesthood was done when Christ came, and the temple curtain was rent in twain. They stopped animal sacrifices. You know, we no longer need a priest. We don't need a temple. But he still wants to cling to the tithe and say we still have to tithe, which is not Bible at all. It says in Malachi 3:7 the tithe is an ordinance, and in Malachi 2 it talks about how it's nailed to the cross, blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, nailing it to his cross, taking it out of the way. So for him to claim that we have to tithe is totally ridiculous. But then out of all things, the guy has to point out, you're a face-painted Jezebel for my makeup. It's not unbiblical for women to wear makeup. It talks in the book of Song of Solomon how a woman was beautiful and how that was a good thing because she was being beautiful for her husband, and he was talking about how beautiful she was and everything like that. And then in Esther, when we look at the book of Esther, the only reason Esther was able to save her people was because of her beauty. And I'm sure she had some things enhancing that too. She wasn't just, she didn't just roll out of bed. She did her hair probably, you know, things like that. So for them to sit there and pick at my makeup, and I've had other of his little followers, I call them Gehazites, because I claim that because he believes that he should be getting rewards for the work of God, and I don't believe that he should. Like Elijah gave us that example where he healed Naaman for nothing, and then Gehazi was his servant who went and took rewards when he shouldn't have. So they're picking on me about wearing makeup and saying, oh, you should just be who you are. Well, then I'm going to stop shaving my armpits, you know, if I'm just going to be who I am, and I won't brush my hair anymore, you know. And how many times do they shave? Honestly, do they put gel in their hair? Then they're doing what I'm doing. So this is them again, straining at a gnat, swallowing a camel. Anybody who tries to tell Christian women, you can't wear makeup, they're just straining at a gnat and swallowing a camel. I go out every day to share the gospel with hundreds of people and go through the rebuke and scoffing and scorning. I had 3 of them scream at me today. And my makeup is just something that I do to look presentable, to be relatable. And they're sitting here picking at me for wearing makeup. But how often do they go out and share Christ? That's what I'd like to know. You know, how often does Steve Anderson actually go out and share Christ? That's something I'd like to find out. And, you know, all his little followers who are like, you shouldn't wear makeup. You know, how much do they go out soul winning? How much are they trying to reach people for the Lord? How much do they read their Bible? I think they're just straining at a gnat and swallowing a camel is really what it is. And he's trying to turn away from the actual issue at hand, which is the tithing and the fact that he should not be tithing. So when men like that throw this at women like myself who are out sharing the gospel, studying the doctrine, trying to see what the truth is, and who are pointing out like things that they're not biblical on, when they try to criticize us over our makeup, it's just them trying to change the subject because our makeup is just fine. Women can wear makeup if they want to. The case with Jezebel was that was all that she cared about. She didn't care about the things of God. She was a selfish, evil person, and you know, she just cared about herself and her makeup. But that's not the case with me because I sacrifice every day to go out and share the gospel with people. Even when they're mean and nasty and rotten to me, I still share the gospel with them. So, you know, obviously he was in error calling me that, and there's nothing wrong with women wearing